Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and the New York Knicks are now on a 5-game winning streak. We win back-to-back games on back-to-back nights after the All-Star break, and last night was awesome for a lot of reasons. Obviously, last night was the golden anniversary of the 1973 New York Knicks championship team. It was so awesome to see that team being honored at halftime, and the crazy thing about it is the Knicks scored 73 points at half. Barrett, Brunson, and Randle, if you add up those 3 points scores, it adds up to 73. And the Knicks, on top of that, absolutely blow out the New Orleans Pelicans. They go crazy in the first quarter, and they protect the 20-point lead throughout the entirety of the game. And these Knicks are rolling. This Knicks team is fun, and Knicks fans should be really, really feeling great about this team as we head into really the end of the stretch of this regular season. We are right behind the Brooklyn Nets for that 5th seed. We have the biggest game of the year probably tomorrow night against the Boston Celtics, a game that I'll be in attendance for at Madison Square Garden. Man, this is a lot of fun, and you guys know me. I've been telling you guys, stop sleeping on my man RJ Barrett. I know that he's been struggling, but there's only a matter of time until he bounces back, and last night was probably his best all-around game we've seen from him all season long. And I know that it's just one game, and we need to see him be more consistent. That's always been RJ's issue, is being able to find his rhythm and doing on a night-to-night basis. But what we saw from RJ Barrett last night is everything that I was saying that he was doing before his injury. And I'm really hopeful that he can really find his rhythm. I mean, 25 points, 7 dimes, 4 rebounds, 8 of 13 from the field. He was also 4 of 7 from downtown, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, plus-minus of a plus 23. And he was playing very good on the defensive end, something that he's been struggling with a lot throughout this entire season. So it's a really good sign. Hopefully this is one of those games where RJ can really find his confidence, because I've been saying it. He's the missing piece in terms of really putting this whole team together, because when you have Julius Randle playing like the all-star that he is, when you have Jalen Brunson playing that the way he's been doing, when you got Mitchell Robinson adding back to the team as a healthy big man who has been such a big plus since he returned to the lineup on Friday night, when you add Josh Hart, when you have Emmanuel Quickley having his breakout season in year number 3, who could be borderline 6-man player of the year candidate, you add in RJ Barrett playing the way he did last night, man, this team's going to be really, really hard to beat. Because the chemistry is there, the ball movement's there, the defense, they're playing with selflessness, and they're just playing with a lot of fun. They're playing free. They're playing without there just having a ball together, and it's really fun to watch this Knicks team go out there. And there is one man that I think deserves a lot of credit from Knicks fans, and that is head coach Tom Thibodeau. What he has done with this Knicks team this season, and especially if you really want to, look at it in the scope of throughout his entire Knicks career as a head coach, has been great. I know last year was a big disappointment, and I know that there's still things that you can nitpick about Tom Thibodeau, about his rotations, running his people down, all these things. I get all that. But what Tom Thibodeau did this season, and especially the development of a guy like Julius Randle from the first year he came here, development of RJ Barrett, the development of Emmanuel Quickley, seeing Quentin Grimes take another step, watching Mitchell Robinson become an absolute monster when he's on the court. Tom Thibodeau deserves a lot of credit, man, in my opinion. I just feel like he's putting these players in the right situation to succeed. He's found the proper rotation. Ever since Thibodeau made that rotation change early December, I think I saw somewhere on Twitter that the Knicks are like 26-14. So, Tom Thibodeau doesn't really care who's getting paid what amount of money. Whoever's playing the best basketball on the court is going to be on playing. Especially when it comes to the fourth quarter. He puts whoever the best player is on the court in that game based on matchups. And whether it's Emmanuel Quickley and Josh Hart with Brunson and Randle and Mitchell Robinson finishing, or it's RJ and Grimes, it doesn't really matter who it is. This team is all about sacrificing individual stats and putting the team first. And that is the mantra that Tom Thibodeau has been really preaching to this team. Not to mention that, the one gripe of Tom Thibodeau has been he's stubborn. He's stuck in the past. He can't really evolve. Well, how about this Knicks team putting up a lot of three-pointers? They're shooting at a high volume. That tells me that Tom Thibodeau is adapting to the modern-day NBA. And that's awesome, because you got to be able to keep up with all these three-point, barrages of teams around the NBA, and the Knicks are doing just that. They're putting up high-volume three-pointers, which is giving them a lot of opportunities to make their three-pointers. Julius Randle, I mean, you can't speak more about him. Let's just talk about Julius real quick, because last night he just comes out of the first quarter on freaking fire. I mean, his first shot attempt of the game was from way beyond the arc. He just cashes it. You're like, okay, Julius, you really are unconscious. And then he goes out there, step back three-pointer, cash. and you're just like, wow, Julius Randle is our all-star, and he is the leader. He's the head of the snake. He's the guy that this team goes around. You saw that lob. I mean, when Emmanuel quickly threw the lob off the glass to Randle, I'm sure the Garden was freaking rolling. Not to mention, you got to bring this up. How about D. Rose getting the chance from the Madison Square Garden last night? Derrick Rose. And then Thibodeau brings in D. Rose. The whole crowd goes crazy. Like, the vibes are high. Like, when's the last time as a Knicks fan, man, we can watch this team go out there and win on a night-night basis? I mean, we're on a 5-game winning streak since we got Josh Hart, by the way, and having so much positive vibes to talk about. And the best part about this team, in my opinion, man, we are deep. We're not just relying on one or two players. I know that Randle and Brunson are easily the best two players on this team, and they're the duo that's really leading this team. But, you know, we got RJ Barrett. We got Emmanuel quickly. We got Mitchell freaking Robinson. We got a lot of players on this team that's impacting winning. Josh Hart's impact is awesome. So it kind of feels like, you know, whoever's on the court, whether it's a player off the bench, like, you can argue that Emmanuel quickly is a starter in this league. Josh Hart is a starter in this league. And that is a really good thing to have, that you have 7 players on this Knicks team that could be borderline starters. And that really shows you how deep this team is, that anytime, whatever the rotation is, and I love the rotations, by the way. The starting 5, I love. You got RJ Barrett, first man off the bench, going to the bench, with IQ being the 6th man, and then RJ Barrett gets the rest. And then when the bench unit comes in, RJ Barrett starts that second quarter with the bench unit. So it's Emmanuel quickly, Josh Hart, RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, and Isaiah Hartenstein. I think that's a really, really fun bench unit with RJ Barrett to roll with. And then the fourth quarter rotations has been good as well. I do like Quickly and Hart finishing off the games at times, because their defense is elite, and it's a really fun thing to watch, man. This Knicks team just gets me giddy. It should be getting you guys giddy. And the biggest game of the season is tomorrow night, because if we beat the Boston Celtics again tomorrow, Knicks fans are going to be insufferable. On Knicks Twitter is going to be crazy. We're going to be probably going crazy in the streets of Manhattan tomorrow night outside the Garden if we win. Wow. So, guys, please do me a gigantic favor. Hit this like button if you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below your thoughts of our beloved New York Knicks. There's nothing but glowing things to say, because when you have these 3 players putting up 20-plus points per game in a night, by putting up 128 points in total, it was a stress-free dub last night against a team that's definitely not as good as us, and we took care of business at home. It just feels good that we're beating the teams that we're supposed to beat. And the last point I want to mention before we wrap up today's video, guys, is the timing of this Knicks team getting hot is perfect. There's 20 games left. The good teams are the ones that get better as the season goes on, and that's exactly what's going on with this Knicks team. They're getting better and better as the season progresses, because they're getting used to each other. They're adjusting to their weaknesses. They're really improving their game, and they're becoming one. With the addition of Mitchell Robinson being healthy now, this Knicks team is ready to go on a big stretch. And if you look at the Eastern Conference standings, we are right there to be in the 5th seed. We are potentially there for the 4th seed. And dare I say the 3rd seed? Probably not. But I really love the way that this Knicks team is rolling. Let me know how you guys feel about this team down below in the comment section. Randle's a dog. Brunson, oh my gosh, this team's fun. So let me know your thoughts, guys, and I appreciate it. And I'll see you at the Garden tomorrow. Let's go, Knicks. Peace out.